Unless we see the proposal, we can't take a step.
No, I take your point, though I have it from fairly reliable sources in the Reserve Bank that there is no question that they will give any regulatory forbearance this time around. It's almost a rating agency requirement, a rating agency threat that further forbearance cannot be given. And therefore, I would assume that the problem could be precipitated at the DISCOM level. Let me come more to the power generator level, Mr. Rajnish Kumar, because there, you are more directly involved. You heard the Maharashtra Power Secretary saying that, Ratnagiri gas will be expensive for them and they will first exhaust all their less expensive sources. The Power Secretary was almost clear that he is going to be reluctant to buy expensive power. Do you think that the problems of the gas-based power companies has been resolved at all? I mean, if Ratnagiri gas, where MSEB has a stake, is unwilling to buy, do you think that other gas-based power companies will be able to sell?
Right. So all the power plants which have been started, they have been under the support from the Power Ministry. So there is a subsidy scheme. And the idea of the subsidy scheme is that the cost which is paid by the power companies, that comes to the manageable level. So I agree that if the power is very costly, so it is not within the capacity of the state electricity boards to buy that power. And that's why this scheme has been brought about, and it is a 2-year scheme. So it is not a long-term permanent solution, but it is a short-term solution. So first round of bidding took place, which was for 4 months. Next round of bidding will be for 6 months. So there is an element of subsidy, and the generating companies got a subsidy of about 141 to 45 rupees.
Okay.
And the way it works is that all that benefit is passed on to the power distribution companies.
Okay.
So there is a cap that net cost cannot exceed 550, but even that may be high.
Okay.
But the cost may come down to 460 or 470.
Okay.
And but it's still like it will again depend that what are the other sources of power and at what rate these are available.
Okay. So yeah,
and only then. But the solution is not long term.
Yeah, I agree with you. My only fear is that even the short-term solution, I am not very sure at 460 there are so many buyers. Let me come to the other, problem of conventional power generators from thermal sources. We know that for the record, in FY15 there was a substantial increase in fresh generation capacity. Just as the Maharashtra government told us, most of the states are unwilling to sign new PPAs. Do you think you will have a problem even as power generators start commissioning their capacity?
Yeah, because in last 3 years there have not been many PPAs, but many of these projects, some of them have PPAs, long-term PPAs. Maybe some have for partial, some have for full. Yesterday you might have seen advertisement of Lalitpur, and they have a PPA for the full capacity with UP government. 2 months back, Hindustan National Power, they commissioned their plant, they have PPAs. So there are many power companies who have long-term PPAs. Problem will be for those companies who either have no PPA or have partial PPA.
Okay. But would you say, sir, unless something is done
and that
to
capacity would be around?
Yeah, that capacity would be around, please?
Maybe 7,000 to 8,000 megawatt.
Okay. So do you think that if something is not done to give more money to the DISCOMs, you would have more power companies either becoming NPLs or very close to becoming NPLs?
The companies which do not have PPAs, so there will be definitely a problem for the banks on that front. And on those companies, which bank has how much exposure, that statistics I don't have at the moment.
Okay.
But the figure which I indicated, about 7,000 to 8,000 megawatt, where either PPAs are absent or partially available.
Okay.
So those power plants will have a problem.
Okay. Well, at the rate of, I think, what, 5,000 crores for 1,000 megawatts, I think we are speaking about 40,000 crores at least that will not have any buyers and therefore could go bad.
But there are some companies which are
Mr.
able to
Rajan,
enter
what is your
into
estimate of the problem?
there are companies which are able to enter into a private agreement with the power consumers also. Take Tamil Nadu, the many power companies are signed up with the textile mills and the auto ancillary companies for selling the power at a better rate than what they are selling out. It's only a wheeling and drawing arrangement. Wherever there is a power deficit in a state, this may not be a problem. They may be in a position to sell it to the private consumers, provided there are large private consumers consuming so much of power.
Okay.
Only in those places where there is no industrialization is not there and there is no consumer of that volume, then probably this will become an issue.
Okay,
as far as a gas-based power,
without by bypassing the discoms?
no, it is a private agreement. It is only for the transmission only done through these electricity boards. Otherwise, private selling is permitted in some states. In Tamil Nadu, it is permitted.
Okay,
permitted.
what is your estimate? We have run out of time. So overall, what is your estimate could be the extent of problems, extent of bad loans, if you have a number, from the power sector because there is no demand, say in the next 1 year?
No, not much at this point of time. The demand is always there. Okay, even in the
need
gas,
is there.
gas-based
Demand,
power
I'm not
plant,
sure.
Need is there. That's what I'm saying.
Need is there. But as Maharashtra Power Secretary said, he is not signed last year.
Electricity boards are not
signing
willing to buy the power because they don't have the capacity to pay. Whatever they are buying incrementally, they are selling at a loss again. So they are not interested in buying.
So therefore, how much do you estimate? Already, Mr. Rajnish Kumar admits that 8,000 megawatts is in danger. Do you think this year...
Rajnish should have the right estimate because he was in the SBI caps and he was helping most of these companies.
Do you think this year there will be more?
There could be. But not 8,000 will become a problem because 8,000, some of them will be in a position to sell it on a private agreement. Similarly, in the gas-based power plant also, most of them have a power purchase agreement where it's a cost-plus contract.
Okay.
In the entire Andhra Godavari basin, it's all power purchase agreements which is a cost-plus contract. Whatever be the gas price, plus
do you think the Telangana SEB or the Andhra SEB will have the money to honor it?
But if they have the PPA, they will honor it. And these governments will honor it. As far as Andhra and Telangana is concerned, they are in a better position. They will honor that.
Okay. Mr. Rajesh Kumar, final question to you. You told us that at the moment there are 8,000 megawatts probably without demand backing, PPA backing. In FY16, will that amount increase?
I will just a correction, Lata. Lata, just a correction. What I said is that about 7,000 to 8,000 megawatt power, they don't have long-term PPAs. But how they sell power is one Mr. Rajendran clarified is about the private companies, and another is they sell it in the open market through power exchange. Okay. So what happens during peak periods, like we are witnessing the power grid, so the rate has gone up more than 4 rupees.
Okay.
So it's not that everything will become an NPA, and if you get the advantage of 5/25 scheme, so through that I think their serviceability will have to be looked into. But yes, the capacity which I am mentioning, that estimate is correct, but that does not mean that 40,000 crore is going to become NPA.
Okay. What is your estimate of possible NPLs in the power sector incrementally in FY16?
No guess at this stage.
All right. I think you have given me as much data as you all could. Mr. Rajnish Kumar, Mr. Rajendran.
One information I'd like to add, Lata. In Andhra and Telangana, they are trying to solarize the entire entire agriculture pump sets. Lakhs of pump sets are going to be. Then the demand from the agriculture segment will come down, and the subsidy on the agriculture segment will also move out of the electricity boards. Okay. That may also help the electricity boards to become much more viable. Okay.
Andhra
and Telangana is a good model, actually.
This is the central government's push as well to solarize the entire agricultural demand so that the subsidy comes down. Well, perhaps in 2-3 years down the line, that would be a more permanent solution. But clearly, as the Maharashtra Power Secretary told us and as the bankers are saying, there is an intermediate problem, and that lies with the power discoms. We will have to see how these get resolved by the state governments and the central government. Thanks for watching this edition of Indianomics.